Welcome to the Explainer. So, if you've ever plugged a gaming PC into a power inverter and instantly heard this horrible buzzing sound, or watched your screen just go completely black, or maybe your inverter started screaming in absolute panic, well, you are definitely not alone. There's a really good chance something called active PFC is involved here. Today, we're going to completely demystify exactly why this happens, relying purely on the underlying electrical physics.
All right, let's just quickly run through our roadmap for today. 1. The buzzing PC problem. 2. How active PFC works. 3. Modified versus pure sine. 4. The gaming PC stress test. And finally 5. Hidden DC side dangers. Let me pose a quick question that trips up so many DIY builders out there. Why on earth does a gaming computer that only averages about 500 watts of draw suddenly trip a 1,000-watt inverter? I mean, on paper, that makes absolutely no sense, right? Well, this interaction is honestly one of the most misunderstood concepts in backup solar power. The secret? It lies in the fact that transient, or, temporary, behavior matters a whole lot more than average wattage.
Section 1. The buzzing PC problem.
Now, you'll find a lot of channels out there that just give you this very surface-level advice. Something like, oh, gaming PCs just need pure sine inverters. But let's actually look at the physics for a second. It's not just that modified sine is bad, it's that its harsh distortion literally confuses your power supply's internal circuitry. And assuming your PC only averages 500 watts, that is a really dangerous trap. Dynamic GPU spikes cause severe transient stress, and that turns cheap inverters into internal heaters, causing massive overloads on the DC side.
Section 2. How active PFC works.
Okay, to truly grasp why things go so wrong, we have to look inside your computer at the active power factor correction, or APFC. Without this, power supplies just gulp down current in these harsh, really aggressive spikes. But APFC acts kind of like a smart valve. It takes that draw and reshapes it into a nice, smooth curve, forcing the current to politely sip right alongside the incoming AC voltage. And the ultimate goal of all this reshaping? Hitting a power factor of 0.99. This basically means 99% of the power being drawn is actually doing useful work. Contrast that with cheap, older power supplies that might only operate at a messy 0.5 power factor, which just wastes energy and severely stresses the grid.
When you break down the actual math, everything revolves around that power factor. Real power equals voltage times current times the power factor. So, by keeping it as close to 1 as possible, your power supply runs cool, happy, and incredibly efficiently. But, and this is a big but, this highly sophisticated circuitry makes one massive assumption. It assumes your incoming AC power is a perfect, beautifully clean wave. So, what happens when it's just a jagged mess?
Section 3. Modified versus pure sine. Let's look at the actual power sources. Modified sine wave inverters are essentially just pushing out stair steps of power. You've got sharp edges, flat plateaus, and high harmonic distortion, which is basically just electrical noise. Now, your APFC controller is expecting the smooth, rolling zero crossings of a pure sine wave. When it gets slammed by those harsh stairs instead, the circuitry absolutely panics. It results in wildly unstable operation. Honestly, that terrifying buzzing sound you hear is the physical stress on your internal capacitors, literally screaming for help.
Section 4. The gaming PC stress test.
Now, let's introduce a gaming rig into this chaotic mix. Gaming systems are completely erratic loads. Think about it. 1 second you're just staring at a static menu, and the very next second, boom! You're loading into a massive, graphically intense open world. Your GPU power draw spikes violently. These sudden surges combine with the APFC's confusion, and it forces low-cost inverters to distort even heavier, completely shattering any false assumptions you might have had about your wattage limits.
You can kind of think of this as a rapid-fire chain reaction. First, your graphics card hits a massive load spike. Instantly, the APFC controller scrambles to shape the AC current to try and meet that massive demand. This sudden, violent pull aggressively tests the surge limits of your inverter. And the final domino to fall? Well, that instantaneous shockwave travels backward through the inverter and punches straight into your DC battery bank.
Section 5. Hidden DC side dangers.
And here is the big twist. While everyone is busy staring at their buzzing PC and obsessing over the AC wattage, the true danger is happening completely out of sight. Because of the direct mathematical relationship between AC load, battery voltage, and inverter efficiency, an APFC's erratic behavior forces your battery current to absolutely skyrocket to compensate.
These hidden, instantaneous DC spikes are massively higher than whatever average wattage your monitor is showing you.
On 12-volt systems, especially those DIY setups where you might have long runs or slightly undersized wiring, this is where things get genuinely dangerous. Those massive battery current spikes lead to severe voltage drops and just an intense amount of heat. We are talking about melted terminals, blown fuses, and these really frustrating, constant low-voltage shutdowns. Half the time, your inverter isn't even failing. Your undersized wiring is literally choking.
Oh, and a quick warning for the DIY builders out there who might be tempted to cut a few corners, please do not mess around with neutral ground confusion. Improperly bonding your inverter neutral, chassis ground, and battery negative creates these highly dangerous hidden fault paths. Not only is this a severe shock hazard, but it also introduces electromagnetic interference that makes your APFC even more unstable than it already was.
So, what does this all mean for us? Well, this brings us to the absolute ultimate takeaway. Never assume inverter compatibility based purely on a wattage rating. A high-quality pure sine wave inverter isn't just some fancy luxury for better efficiency, it's fundamental armor. It gives you the clean waveform quality and the stable surge behavior you absolutely need to protect your expensive hardware from rapid, unpredictable transient spikes.
So I've got to ask you, have you ever actually stress-tested your own gaming PC on modified sine wave power? What actually happened when your GPU spiked? I really challenge you to look critically at your own system. Inspect your battery wiring, map out your grounds, and try to uncover those hidden points of stress. Because mastering the relationship between your battery, your inverter, and your PC's active power factor correction, well, that's really the only way to build a setup that truly lasts. See you on the next explainer.